Sagittarius, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can get right on the description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. And with that said, we're going to get rolling here. Woo. Now, if you've been on my channel before, you know that I don't mention the astrological significance of the card unless your card shows up in your read. And Sagittarius, the Temperance, is right here in the overall theme. Just saying. All right. Anxiety, stress, these are the types of things that keep you up at night. Like this is when you're trying to rest at night and things just keep spinning and spinning and spinning in your head. This is when you're trying to focus at work and you forget the last thing that you read on your computer screen. That kind of anxiety, that kind of lack of focus is consuming you right now. I get the, what's it called? The movie Fight Club, where he talks about life when you can't sleep. Life is a carbon copy, is a copy of a copy of a copy. You know, you're just kind of like muttering through because there's just too much going on in your head. There's too much anxiety. You're overwhelmed. And because you're overwhelmed, you are not managing your resources properly. Now, your resources can be your wealth. They can be your health. They can also be your time management. Also, you might be holding back from people because a subset of time management is who you're spending your time with. So you are pulling your resources back from other people just to try, as an act of self-preservation, you know. You don't want to be that person that doesn't share because Sagittarius is just, you know, we don't have filters. We just throw everything clear out our mouths. But you have to at this point because you just can't deal with the aftermath of, you know, it's not in the cards, but it just wanted to come right out of my mouth. You can't deal with the aftermath of other people not accepting the facts. And that might be where this anxiety comes from. You might understand something. You might be holding on to a truth, a fact. And as you're trying to explain this truth, this fact, this absolute to other people, they don't want to see it because they have built up an illusion. They have built up a lie that they tell themselves. They choose, they willfully neglect to look at what's right in front of their face. So you're like, you know what? I'm not going to share what I know anymore because it's exhausting to try and get you to see what's right there. So, you and you alone in this situation have the recipe to create something better than the sum of its parts. The Temperance is less about balance and more about alchemy. Now, a lot of people don't think of alchemy the way that they use. I mean, they kind of, I guess people have a general idea, but it's like the chemistry of it, or baking a cake. I often call this the baker of the deck. You know, this is somebody who takes eggs and flour and milk and sugar and mixes a specific amount together and then puts it in the oven at a specific temperature for a specific amount of time. It's that type of recipe, that type of alchemy. You know that if you deal with the facts, you can create something better than the sum of its parts. But here you are contemplating all of the times you had to expend your energy to fight somebody else's battle for no good reason at all. See, the Four of Swords is a very interesting card. It's about rest, and it's about, I guess you can say, reconciling with the past, but it's reflection. You're reflecting on what happened. And if you look at each one of these swords as another battle, you can see that. Back in the day, noblemen who used to go off into war would have a casket made, okay? And when they came back from war, they would lay on the casket and reflect upon it. They would place their weapon inside the casket and think of all the people who never made it back. There's another deck, the Zombie Tarot. If you've ever seen it, it shows a soldier and he's remembering 4 different scenes from war. So the Four of Swords also has this other little meaning to me. PTSD, just for short. You know, this is you looking back at all the battles you've waged to try and get people to see what is right in front of their face, and how you've learned that some people just don't want to accept the truth. So the recipe you now have is to conserve your energy. You speak your piece, they accept it, or they don't, and you move forward. But the group will not survive. Okay? In order for you to survive, the group will have to fail. And that's the part that hurts. That's the part that hurts the most for you. Because you wanted a win-win-win-win-win situation. And now all you're getting is self-preservation. And you feel like nobody wins in that scenario. But if you can let go of this type of anxiety, and if you can let the group fall, as long as there's a lesson learned, there's victory there. However, you have the bad habit of still trying to carry everybody to this winning moment, you know, where everybody wins. But if you could let go, you could learn a lesson. You could have a winning moment. But you can't carry everybody with you. So, if you act out of self-preservation, there's something for you to salvage and learn from this situation that you can consider a victory. But you can't change people, Sagittarius, and you can't save everybody in this situation. All you can do is speak your piece, let them know, and then see what they do. Because after they know, it's up to them. After they have all the information, it's up to them. And if they don't act accordingly, well, then that's their karma. You need to reflect, figure out what you got to do, and conserve some energy for yourself. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next time.